So we just got new housing data finally, and there's a lot of opportunities potentially coming in the housing market. A lot of people have also been wondering about interest rates and what they could expect going forward. So we have data for that as well. So all my real estate owners and aspiring real estate owners, you definitely want to tune into this episode right here. This is going to be a good one. Sanuski, let's get into it, my boy.
Yeah, so we got some pretty cool data for you guys. I'm about to share my screen. And before I share, just please hit this like button for us because it really helps the channel out a lot. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. And let's dive in, bro. So the first thing is this, right? Housing market predictions for 2023, according to Forbes. This article is obviously pretty recent, July 13th, and it's talking about will home prices be affordable or not. This is a great article. I want you guys to read it. We're not going to go through the entire thing, but just bits and pieces. So the first thing, I don't think it's a surprise at all, bro. We know that the interest rate that we've been seeing, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate, has gone down a little bit, but it's not sitting where it used to, correct?
It's still pretty high, my bro.
Exactly. So it says the rate now sits at 6.96% for the week ending July 13th, which is a 15 basis point increase from the previous week, according to Freddie Mac. Now, everyone who's looking to buy right now, like when you hear this number, it's like, yo, what's really going on? I'm used to seeing like 2%. I'm used to seeing like even 3%, 1.9% I heard before. So it's like, what's really happening? This interest rate is having a huge impact on the housing market. And when you look at the actual forecast and you look at what people are saying, it doesn't look like the Fed is stopping to increase interest rate. It looks like it's only going to continue to increase interest rates. That's what they talk about here. The Fed does not plan to stop there. They're going to be talking about another rate hike, which is going to come into play. But when we look at the actual forecast, what people are talking about in the future, they see that experts are saying there's a sluggish housing market recovery, bro. Like they don't think it's really going to happen to the point where it's going to come back strong. Why is that? Because 91% of borrowers would have mortgage rates below 6%, which is still a win. And then 82% are sitting below 5%. So what do you think about that?
Man, that's crazy because it's going to be a while before we get rates back below those levels, below that 5%, if we ever even get there, which I believe we will eventually. But like I said, it's going to take a while. So I see why they say it'll be a sluggish housing market recovery. 82%, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That's why people are just staying put right now.
And I forgot the number we looked at to people have it obviously below 4% as well. I think a quarter of people have it around 4%. So it's not like it's smooth out there for people right now. Like if you're looking for interest rate and you get back anywhere from like 5.6 to 6.2, yo, you gotta take that and run. That's if you have really good credit too. So I think that's a huge bit. Over here it says purchase applications increased for the third consecutive week to the highest level of activity since early May. Now you're like, yo, this could be a good thing. Here's the catch. But it remained lower, 20% lower actually than years ago at the same line, right? That's another problem because yes, we're seeing things go higher, but bro, put people on game. Is it not true, bro, that during summer months, applications go higher?
Yeah, it's something we expect. There's always gonna be an uptick in these applications in the summertime. So to see that, like, oh yeah, like that stat almost means nothing to me to say like, oh, it's increased since early May. I mean, duh, that happens every year. You have to compare summer to summer. It's still down 20% year over year.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, guys. When you look at inventory, and once again, we're going through bits and pieces of this article, but we want you guys to check it out yourself. Inventory is not looking too pretty either right now because why? Like people are not leaving their homes. Like why would I leave and sell a home right now when I have to go buy another? I have to have another place to live, and if I do, that means I'm getting a higher interest rate. So people are not going to leave right now, bro. They're just not going to do it.
No, they're not leaving. And as you see there, it says like new single family homes have been coming to the rescue a bit in this regard because like you said, people are staying put in their houses. So we need new builds, we need new construction. And that's what's been kind of saving people a little bit. They're funneling into these new constructions, but they can only build so much at a time, right? They're going like rapid fire when they come out, but they can only build so much at a time.
Yeah, and it's obviously a lot. And now we want to talk about Redfin. So we're going to drop this link for you guys as well. But let's talk about the June data. And this is everything that Redfin has given us. So when we look at the overall market, how it looks like now in terms of real estate, it says the median sales price is $426,000. that's not much has really changed year over year. It's staying pretty stagnant. If you look at the chart, we've only been going up, right? It hasn't. It came down like from last year a little bit, and then it went right back up, bro. So people are talking about pricing, but it looks like it's damn near exactly what it was last year.
Yeah, bro. It's kind of staying right there. People wanted this crazy housing crash where the prices come down and they get 50% discounts on houses. That definitely didn't happen, man. Definitely didn't happen.
It didn't, and that's the sad part of real estate. And we tell you guys this all the time, like prices might fluctuate, and it did for a short period of time, right? And I think it cooled down, which is great. It's not like it continued to go back up, but a 50% decline, and I think some people were talking about 60%. That's just not realistic right now, because for that to happen, you're gonna have to see a massive situation take place. And I don't think that's happening right now, and it doesn't look like it. You're seeing less than 1% decrease. That's nothing, bro. That's literally
nothing.
We do see number of homes sold going down. It's 17.5% year over year. So why are homes not being sold? Because the interest rates are so high, and you can tell that it's right here. We've had the highest interest rate from quite some time now. So it's just not pretty. If you're looking to buy right now, you know how it's a struggle, but there is something cool to think about. I know we talked about supply, right? Number of home sales, that's also low. The homes are staying more on market than previously, which is kind of interesting, because before we used to see homes like right off the bat, like 3 days you were done. Now we see 2 months of supply, so that's okay. But here's the thing, bro. When you come down here, you look at it, you're not actually getting homes sold above listing price anymore. So talk about that story. What does that tell you?
Yeah, that's just showing you that buyers are starting to get a little more control, because they definitely had no control before. Sellers had all the power in the world, jacking up these prices. Your house might really be worth 200. You could sell it for 2 million at this point. That was back in COVID time period, and now you see, okay, buyers are stepping in to have some control, because if only 40% are being sold above list price, this number back during the COVID time period,
you see right here, bro. This was pretty high up there. Like you saw, like nearly. Honestly, this is damn near 60%.
60% of houses being sold above list price.
This time period, like right here, what I'm hovering over, was a crazy time. That means more than like 50% of homes were right above asking. So there was a 50% chance if you listed your home for 500,000, you're going to get more than that. That's basically what it's saying, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
So
it just shows you that demand is coming down, which is ultimately what they wanted to do with those interest rate hikes. They wanted to bring demand down, because in the CPI, which you're trying to bring inflation down, your housing cost, that shelter cost, is the biggest part of CPI. So if you could bring people's housing costs down, that would bring down inflation. So that's why they had to jack up interest rates so dang high. And you're starting to see it right there. But the thing people don't realize is, yes, you brought down demand, but supply stayed low as well. And so that alone is putting upward pressure on these housing prices. That's why the prices are still high.
Yeah. And retweet. Nothing to add on to that, I think. And you're seeing that with what we talked about here in this article. It's literally telling you people are not going to move out. A large percent of people are not going to move because the interest rate they have. Why would they ever move? Which is going to hurt the supply, which is what Rel is talking about. I know you mentioned interest rates, so let's talk about that really quick, right? So let's walk them through what this really means. We told you guys what the Fed Watch tool is, but Rel, just walk them through this process right now.
Yeah, so this is the tool you could use to see the projections of what we expect the Federal Reserve to do regarding interest rate increases in the future. So what's pretty clear is that, as you see, 99% chance that they're going to increase interest rates another 0.25% just next week, I believe next Wednesday. And so that's coming. We already know that. You're getting another 0.25% increase. Now, all the rest of the months this year, the majority, the highest chance of what will occur is that we're going to pause. They're not supposed to increase interest rates for the rest of the year. That's the projection right now. That's what the market is pricing in. Now, the next time we may see any type of change in interest rates will be next March. That is a current projection that next March, we're going to get a decrease of 0.25%. That's the first time that you see the majority pricing in a actual change in interest rates. So people have to realize, when we raise next week, the interest rate will stay right there all the way until next March. Now, disclaimer, this tool fluctuates often. Every time we get economic data, they start to think, hey, maybe the Fed's gonna do this, maybe they're gonna do this. So if we get more economic data, like let's say the next CPI report comes out high or something like that, then you might see this data change to say they're gonna do more rate hikes this year. And if CPI comes down to 2%, you might see they might want to start decreasing rates. Like, why are we keeping rates so high if inflation's coming down? So it fluctuates, but that's the current projections we just gave them.
Yeah, because if they see core inflation go from 4.8 to like 4.4, 4.3, it's like, wait, hold up for a sec. Like this might be good for us. So it's spot on that. And it's gonna be interesting, right? I think real estate will be impacted for sure based on what the Fed does. We know the interest rate hike is coming. I'm more interested to see what the other months hold for the rest of the year. I already know what July is doing. It's very clear. But let us know what you guys think, right? Are you guys interested in real estate? Or do you guys feel like the market's going to switch? Are you looking to buy? If you are looking to buy, how do you feel about the buying process right now? Are you going through programs? What's the down payment looking like? Are you guys negotiating? We want to know all that. So comment below what you guys think. If you're still watching, please make sure you like this video. It really does help the channel out a lot. We work extremely hard for this. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little notification bell because we drop
2 videos a week.
And you don't want to miss them. Check us out on Monday. But until then, peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.